Hello and welcome to my video. I'm Ross from Fluent English and I'm back in the office today to give you some business English tips. If you've ever been in an English speaking meeting and had a great idea but didn't know how to speak up because someone else was talking, you're not alone. It's a very common problem. Today, we're going to make sure that you never miss your chance to speak again. I'm going to share 5 key phrases that will let you interrupt politely and professionally. The biggest mistake many people make is just starting to talk loudly over the other person. This can seem rude in a professional setting, so we need a way to enter the conversation gently. We'll use 3 simple steps for every time that you need to interrupt or interject in a meeting. So the first step is signal. You want to make some eye contact with the person who is speaking so that they know you want to say something. And then you need to acknowledge them. This means you need to say a polite phrase, some polite way to get into the conversation. And then finally, you're going to state your point. You're going to give your idea or ask your question or make your point. These 5 phrases are for step 2. So these are for the acknowledge stage, and they're your way into the conversation. So phrase number 1 is for when you have a quick question or a small urgent idea that can't wait. You can say, just quickly, may I jump in here? This phrase is great because just quickly tells the speaker your point will be short so that they feel respected, and jump in is a very common friendly phrase for joining a conversation. So, for example, if your team is talking about the schedule and you need to remind them of a holiday coming up, you can say, just quickly, may I jump in here? We have a public holiday next Monday. Simple and clear. Phrase number 2 is for when you want to add to what the speaker is saying. So you can say, sorry to interrupt, but I have a related point. Saying sorry to interrupt is always polite, and related point tells everyone that your idea is connected to the current topic. This makes your interruption feel helpful and not random. So, for example, a colleague is discussing client feedback. You want to share a solution. You say, sorry to interrupt, but I have a related point. We can fix this issue with the new software update. You add your idea directly. And phrase number 3 is for when you need to stop a misunderstanding immediately. You can say, if I could stop you for a moment, I need to clarify something. This phrase is professional and strong. It signals that your point is important for everyone in the meeting. So, for example, a colleague states a deadline incorrectly. They make a mistake with the deadline, and you say, if I could stop you for a moment, I need to clarify something. I believe the deadline is Friday, not Tuesday. This means you fix the problem before it becomes a problem. And phrase number 4 is a very common one. This one is great for bringing the conversation back to a topic that has just been finished. You can say, before we move on, can I just say one thing? The power here is before we move on, because this tells your team or your group that you respect the agenda, but you have one last point to make about the last topic. This is very strategic. So, for example, your group finishes talking about marketing and begins to move on to the topic of sales. You can say, before we move on, can I just say one thing? I think our marketing budget needs a small increase next month. Now the conversation can easily return to that topic for a few moments and then go back to sales when you have made your point. And phrase number 5 is for when you have a different opinion and you need to disagree with someone, but respectfully. You can say, excuse me, I'd like to offer a different perspective. Starting with excuse me is always polite, and a different perspective is a professional and a non-aggressive way to say I disagree. You're opening up a discussion, you're not starting an argument. So, for example, the team says that they will now only use email for communication, but you want to use the phone. You could say, excuse me, I'd like to offer a different perspective. I think the phone is faster for urgent issues. This means you express your opinion and your disagreement, but in a calm, polite way. So, mastering a meeting is about confidence, and these phrases are your tools. Remember to be calm, to be polite, and to be prepared to speak. Practice these 5 phrases this week. Your voice and your ideas are valuable and they deserve to be heard clearly. And if you're serious about improving your English for work, I offer personalized one to one English coaching designed specifically for ambitious professionals like you. If you want a clear plan to speak with this kind of confidence every day, I can help you. Visit my website right now at fluent-english.co.uk to learn more and to book your first class with me. I look forward to helping you, and thanks for watching.